The indigenous peoples of the Americas left a body of prophecy that announced the end of time. Among the Inka, it is called the Pachakuti. The Pachakuti means the turning the world over, the turning the world upside down, or the setting the world right again. Pacha means world, but it also means time. And this body of prophecy speaks about the coming of a new time, of a new race of humans that I refer to as Homo luminous. Not only Homo sapiens, thinking man, but luminous man. Men and women that have their own enlightenment, that are able to live in an enlightened relationship with each other, with the earth, that are able to practice peace, to practice generosity, to practice compassion, and have that come naturally. The important element of prophecy is not only announcing what's going to come so that we can prepare ourselves, but for the Inka, the most important element was not necessarily what would happen, the prophecy, but the processes. The processes became the important element. How do you anchor yourself in this new time? How do you awaken the latent, the nascent human that is emerging in the planet right now? There are a group of prophecy keepers in Mexico, in the United States that I'm in touch with, primarily women, that feel the pulse of the prophecy, that feel the effect that our prayers are having on the destiny of humanity. And the women wonderfully speak about a birthing process. This is a time of a birthing, of a bursting forth of life. My specialty of study are the Andean and Amazon cultures. I've lived, traveled, and researched these traditions for more than 30 years now. The shamans, who are the medicine men and women of these cultures, learned how to defeat death. They solved the problem of death. They learned that there's a journey beyond this life, and they were great cartographers of the soul. They mapped the journey into infinity. Over my years of study with the shamans, I eventually became a student of the shamans, learning, apprenticing, learning the ways of indigenous peoples that still walk with beauty in the earth, that had not been cast out of the garden. People that revered the earth, for whom the sky gods were not as important as the earth gods that provided us with nourishment, with flowers, with corn, with beauty. And working with them, I learned the traditions of healing through the luminous energy field, through an energy field that envelops and informs the physical body in the same way that a magnet organizes iron filings on a piece of glass. These are the wisdom keepers of the Andes, the medicine men and women that have been charged with the keeping and delivery of the prophecy. Today they're going to be telling us what they foresee for their people, for our people, for the Mother Earth, for the peace of nations, and for the future of our planet, according to the indigenous prophecies of the Americas.
There is a time to dance together. There is a time to dance apart.
La tierra, que nosotros debemos conectarnos más con la tierra, con el sol, la luna, las plantas. Si no estamos conectados, vendrán huracanes, vientos, aluvión de fuego, desastres naturales. Entonces para eso debemos estar preparados. Así dice la coca, está volteado.
The coca is turned backwards. The coca says that we need to connect with the mother, connect with the earth. If we do not connect with our mother, that our mother will begin to lash out against us. That there will be storms, that there will be windstorms, there will be fire. The coca is turned backwards. There will be fires raging through the earth. There will be hurricanes, there will be storms, there will be terrible imbalance. The coca says that the world is turned upside down and that our prayers, our connection to the mother is needed at this time for humanity to survive.
Si no estamos conectados, así como esta coca, a esto se le llama cajón, y esta es la cruz muerte. Si lo volteamos es cajón, entonces para eso hay que estar conectados con la tierra, el universo, Hanajpacho, Jupacho, nuestros espíritus.
We need to be connected with each other and with the earth. They're showing us a grave, they're showing us death, they're showing us a difficult time for those who do not connect to the earth, who do not connect to the mother, who are not under the protection of our mother.
Y siempre estar en Hanajpacha, el infinito, que es Taripa y Pacha, entonces estaremos salvos. Si no estamos, y así vamos a estar en fuego, lluvia, huracanes y aparecemos muertos, ¿no?
Rain, hurricanes, storms. But we can connect with the upper world, with the Hanakpacha, with our destiny, with our becoming, and that will offer us protection.
Relación con la naturaleza de joven siempre fue a través de joven se convirtió a través del deporte. Pero cuando escuché este llamado a las mujeres y la necesidad de volver a mi tierra, después de tanto viaje, terminé de vuelta en Chile, pero también en Perú. Mucho tiempo en Perú con Alberto. Y viajando con Alberto y con los chamanes, especialmente con los queros, empecé a descubrir el poder de los pagos a la tierra.
Algo nunca, cargando tiempo, pero no gangan Humberto Sonco, eres manta, papá llegar Alberto Sonco. Abuelo llegar con pamba mesa nicho ya chenio, para llegar con nicho na chena un gustapes ema chaki paquita pues para llegar calzan, cobraba ambas para llegar calzan. Wata tian, tiak alto mes mejor que se va a llegar mejor que se alto mesa.
The Inka were the only great civilization to flourish south of the equator. All of the world's great civilizations grew, flourished north of the equator. Before the Inca, there were shamans. There was a spiritual tradition indigenous to the Americas that was brought across from Asia by men and women who crossed the Bering Straits 30,000 years ago. This is a body of knowledge that has always existed. This is not like science that gets better every year. This is a complete body of knowledge that anyone can access, but it required a period of training. My training lasted for 25 years. During my training, I began to translate these ancient methodologies into healing systems that we could use in the West. They were scientific, they were grounded on our knowledge of the body, on our knowledge of the brain, on neuroscience, and that were eminently practical and applicable to Western people who were in need of healing who were in crisis, and individuals who were seeking personal growth, spiritual growth.
Para mí, la manera de recuperar el poder interior, la fuerza interior que se necesita para vivir, es a través de la conexión a la naturaleza. Darse cuenta que nosotros estamos hechos de tierra, estamos hechos de agua, estamos hechos de aire, estamos hechos de fuego, de las fuerzas de la naturaleza, y cuando uno es capaz de sentir las fuerzas de la naturaleza dentro de uno, entonces uno sabe que tiene el poder de la naturaleza.
I'm standing here this beautiful morning in the Sacred Valley in Peru. My journey here started 5 years ago. I read Alberto's book, and that was exactly the answer of my prayers. So I saw a picture of Machu Picchu, and I took a decision to leave my work and quit everything there, and I went to Peru. And that was just amazing. I fell in love with everything here. The mountains, the people, the textile, the music, just everything. And then I joined Healing the Light Body School in Holland. And during that program, I was able to shift so many heavy energies that I was carrying. Karmic ones, ancestral ones, limiting beliefs about myself, who I was, what my life purpose was all about. And today, 7 years later, I have come back to this beautiful country, and work together with the medicine people here in Peru is just amazing. How my heart is open so much to all the beauty and the gifts of this land.
We are the dance of the moon and sun. We are the light that is in everyone. We are the turning of the tide. We are the light that's deep inside. We are the light that's deep inside.
Yo vivo en Guasao, con la Pachakuti, trabajo, vivo, tengo 52 años. Este trabajo he aprendido de Benito Coruamán, mi maestro es Benito. Bueno, acá vienen problemas, un poco de sequía, no va a haber lluvia, habrá vientos, huracanes, bastante quemará el sol y la gente estará confundida. Para eso, en la profecía debemos estar preparados para Taripa y Pacha. Reinará el mundo los espíritus. Así dice la profecía de la coca.
Vengo de una descendencia, lo que es místico, de lo que son los pacos o los chamanes. Desde mis abuelos, mis tatarabuelos, siempre han sido lo que es sacerdotes andinos, en el cual han estado siempre en contacto con la naturaleza. Gracias a la naturaleza y a la Pachamama y a las plantas medicinales hemos podido curar a las personas de diferentes males. Hemos salvado muchas vidas.
Inka were the last in a long lineage of medicine men and women, even though their empire lasted for only 300 years. And it was devastated with the arrival of the conquest of the conquistador, of fierce men who came from Europe, bringing with them disease, decimating the cultures of the Americas, looking for gold, looting, pillaging, raping. That marked the end of the Inca culture, but the medicine teachings continue. They're still alive. They are a perennial philosophy, a millenary tradition that has existed before the beginning of time, and that now we are carrying forward, are carrying forth. Westerners, like you and I, individuals who have accepted the stewardship of the earth, who are interested in healing not only each other, but interested in healing the belief systems of our culture, of our time. Belief systems that have exhausted themselves, because we have come to the end of the Western myth that the earth was created for our pleasure and for our use. We are in dire need of a new mythology, of a mythology of stewardship, of right relationship with each other, with the earth, of a mythology of what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman, of the feminine and the masculine. And we are the midwives today. This is the greatest kind of healing that the planet needs. It's a new mythology that includes the Hubble Space Telescope, that includes the discovery of the sequencing of DNA, the human genome, that includes our understanding of neuroscience and the human brain. We're living with an outdated mythology, crafted and developed at a time when the earth was still flat. We need a new mythology today that includes the stars. We do not live in a universe anymore. We live in a multiverse. And our mythology does not include this worldview. The men and women that are crafting this new mythology, the shamans of today, the saints, the scientists, the poets, these are the men and women that are helping to heal our people, that are providing a sustainable relationship with the earth, with the cosmos, with each other, that our children's children can live with and that can ensure their survival.
Kami bisirinki, kami kunanga, waharinki, tokuita, imalakita pues imataps, ilayku ay kusutenta. Ahora que angacho manacho ahora, te te llamas bacha. Mira mama, vesti mama, sutenta huele baico. Ahora yo sé, Espíritu Santo, te llamas bacha. Nunca ahora angacho.
The Father above, the Creator, is observing the creation and is not pleased. The changes in the earth will become more acute as the earth seeks to rebalance itself. The earth has been out of balance for a very long time, and even our prayers may not be able to bring it back into balance. But it is being witnessed by the Creator above in the heavens, whose intention for our planet is one of ultimate peace.
Yo quisiera agregar también y pedir a la Pachamama y a todos los sapos que nos rodean a nivel mundial que nos dé fuerza, ese valor para continuar luchando en este camino espiritual y también que nos dé su bendición. Todos los sapos, como Ausangate, Salcantay, Sawasiray, Pitusiray, Ilimani, Ilampu, Pinculuna, Salcantay, Verónica, Huacayhuilqui, Machu Picchu.
Hampi pachatira mamita. Inka, hampi pachatira. Hampi pachatirita. Kaipe. En 3 continentes va a pasar huracán. Siempre va a haber un poco de destrucción dentro de ellos.
In 3 continents, there will be problems in 3 continents. There will be destruction. There will be problems with the water, storms, hurricanes, drought.
También, chimantaps, kanka, aokanakoy, guerra, aokanakoy kanka. Pero no mana ni shuchu kanka, pisilla kanka.
There will be conflict. There will be struggle, there will be war, but it will be contained. It will not spread through the entire earth. It will be contained to regions of strife.
Pachatira mamita. Chi mantaka nyapak mang pachatira mamanchis. Hok sonko la kanka. Nyapak mang hok sonko. Chuya sonko la kanka. Nyapak mang pachatirita. Y bendiak sa mga temanta Pachamamanchis gobernanca. Pachamamanchis. La Pachatierra va a gobernar todo el mundo, todo el universo. Pero para eso las personas tienen que creer bastante en la coca, en la naturaleza. La tierra les llama.
The earth is calling to many people, but not everyone will answer. Those who do respond will be cared for by the earth. The earth, the mother, is the one who holds us all. She is the ultimate one in charge. But we must be able to heed her call to respond, to return to nature.
We are the light that's in everyone. We are the turning of the tide. We are the light that's deep inside. We are the light that's deep inside.
The prophecies say that this is a time of great possible devastation and destruction. The Incas speak about the culling of humanity. They speak about a harvesting of souls, a decimation of peoples that are not in right livelihood. The Earth as a planet, as an ecosystem, can sustain about 1 billion people living sustainably, driving bicycles to work, not 7 billion like we have today. So it is possible that the seers of old that left us this body of prophecy understood that we would come to a critical time in our history when we would have to develop a new mythology, a new set of technologies, a new set of beliefs that did not depend on extracting our goods from the earth, on looking at forests as board feet or natural resources for us to use. They anticipated this moment of crisis, which even today many of us are refusing to recognize. They foretold the melting of the glaciers, extinction of species, and eventually the possible extinction of humanity, unless we develop a new relationship with each other and with the earth. This to me is the ultimate kind of healing. It's a healing that requires that we go back to the garden, to that Garden of Eden that we were mythically cast out from, and again learn to speak to the rivers and to the trees and to the mountains and to spirit, and to hear the voice of spirit everywhere. But this has to be practical. We have to translate this into lifestyles, into practices that are sustainable, ecological, and that can ensure the survival of humanity for many generations to come. And we differentiate between healing and curing. Curing is the business of medicine. We're in the business of healing. Curing is the elimination of symptoms. Healing is founded on an experience of infinity, of your own timeless and infinite nature. And within that experience, that transcendental experience of infinity, you're able to clear, to erase imprints of illness that we carry in the blueprint of our being, in the luminous energy field. Imprints that are genetic in nature, the genes that we inherited from our mothers and fathers. Imprints that are generational, psychological in nature. And even those signatures that are left by what we call karma, from our previous existences that are encoded in our luminous energy field, that predispose us to age, to heal, to love, to marry, to work, and to die in certain ways. We need to erase these imprints. Otherwise, we're doomed to continue living the lives of our parents and grandparents. What we need to do today is to not only source from the past, to inform ourselves from our history and from our genes, but rather to throw a great grappling hook forward into the future and to begin to inform ourselves in terms of who we are becoming 10,000 years from today.
And my journey with the medicine path started when I was really young. I was raised in Alaska with a lot of Native Americans, and I used to just pretend like I was a medicine woman when everyone else was playing with dolls. I didn't really question it. But then came the moment of truth, when you have to pick something to be when you grow up. And I just had to understand what that interface was between mass and energy. So when Alberto came and started bringing quantum physics in with energy medicine and showing that they were the same thing, I just had this aha. And so finally everything came together for me, like I found out who I am. I had the sense of knowing who I am forever, all the way back through the beginning of time. And it's completely profound.
Things are not black or white. They're not exclusive. They're inclusive. It happened and it did not happen. And that adds the possibility of a dance between the visible and the invisible world. Because you do not have to belong only to the visible world or only to the invisible world. You can inhabit both. Like the people, the masters, the information, the energies that come through these places in between the worlds, in which it is happening, it's not happening, it never happened, and it already took place. That's very confusing to us in the West, but to the medicine people, that's simply the way that things are. Our task today is to understand that we are the shamans, not the indigenous peoples that we see. They also are the medicine men and women of their people. But we carry the medicine for our people. We carry the wisdom. We carry the seeds of opportunity, the seeds of hope and possibility. This is our task as modern-day shamans, to become men and women that can integrate science with the ancient wisdom, and that can bring this forth into the world to create a new mythology.
imapis mana imapis sumaq kananchis chaymantataq mañakusun inti taytamanta mama killamanta llipin apukunamanta inkakunamanta llipin kallpanta ama imapis ama sumaq que hatun ceremoniata mañakusun ñuqanchis yanapawayku kallpachawayku María Santos mamata kanikis warapiqchi mamata hawaykunapaq nisqa kanki. Ashwantan siguisunchis purininchis sumaq misanchis kashki misapi sumaq llamkananchis mucho trabajo.
Those who walk the correct path, those who walk a medicine way, will be blessed and held by the earth. Things will not be challenging. There will not be crisis for them like there will be for people who are not in balance with the earth. The kurak, the ancient ones, the medicine people, the medicine men and women are now rising to a call to help the earth and to help each other. This is the time of the good medicine, of the strong medicine.
And there's a lot of different prophecies, but all of them said that there were going to be times of upheaval. And some of them comes from a very place of scarcity also, say that Mother Earth would just all shake us off like flies because we have just been taking for so long without coming from a place of giving. But for me personally, I feel that I have no fear about what's going to happen. I walk every day working with myself, my own healing, and also my dream of contributing to this world. And I say thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to be here in this time, being part of these great changes and contribute to this world, where we can live from a place of peace within ourselves.
He recibido muchas transmisiones energéticas que me han ayudado a prepararme a mí y a mucha gente más para recibir estos tiempos de gran cambio, para estos tiempos de gran caos, pero a la vez de gran oportunidad. Cuando uno recibe estas transmisiones, se da cuenta que uno no está solo. Uno nunca más se vuelve a sentir solo en su vida. Creo que la soledad es una enfermedad muy grande en estos tiempos. El conectarse energéticamente a lineajes de sanadores, de curanderos, de chamanes, le da a uno fuerza, le da a uno sabiduría.
The essence of the prophecies of the indigenous peoples of the Americas is that this is a time of tremendous crisis and tremendous opportunity. 25 years ago, we were spreading the bad news. Today, I see that we need to begin spreading the good news, the opportunity, the possibilities. This is a tremendously fertile time where we can not only grow a new kind of human, but we can actually create the technologies. We can create the wisdom teachings. We can craft an entirely new way of walking on this earth that has never existed before.